Welcome to a new video and a new year. It is January 1st, 2023. So I was thinking this weekend, maybe I'll do a what sold video. And I checked and I realized I have not done a what sold video in over 10 months. So this is the 2022 what sold video. That is 20 items that sold in 2022. Just kind of random items. There's not really a rhyme or reason for, it's not like I was decided, oh, let's do the 20 highest or anything like that. Just some random ones that I'm going to share with you and talk about maybe a little bit if I have something to say. I watch a lot of reseller content on YouTube. Everything that I have learned from other resellers on YouTube. And it's been a few years, so I know some stuff. And I always favor the haul videos. But I feel like the what sold videos would probably be more beneficial. So in 2023, number one, I'm planning to do a what sold video every month. So that'll be 12 total. See how I did that math? But not, of course, everything that I sold. Some people do their weekly what sold. I think that's too much. I don't think there's that much interest in what sold because I think, are you a reseller? What do you favor? I think resellers like haul videos or unboxings, which I don't really do. So it'll be a monthly thing. I don't have the time to do it weekly anyway. And it'll be, again, a random sprinkling of sales for that month. Maybe I'll do, the 5 highest, the 5 lowest. We'll see how I feel. But that's my plan. And number 2 in 2023, I'm going to watch more what sold videos. So if you are a reseller and you have a channel and you do that kind of thing, say hi in the comments section so I can make sure to subscribe to your channel and watch your what sold videos and your haul videos because that's shopping vicariously and I love to do that. So anyway, shall we jump right into this? Let me have a little sip and I'm ready to go. It's a little bit overcast here today. It was really raining last night. I was asleep long before midnight, but I woke up at 11:30 and it was pretty much coming down. So I'm not sure if they do fireworks on the Strip New Year's Eve. I think they do, but I guess they didn't last night. Okay. So the first sale that I'm going to share with you, and I'm sharing this because it was the first sale of 2022 on January 1st. I'm going to end with the last sale, and you'll notice that there's a big difference between the first and the last. So this was a North Face 2-in-1 high vent jacket. So basically it's like the Columbia 3-in-1 interchange. You have the inner jacket and the outer jacket. You can wear each separately or you can wear them together. This actually sold full price for $125. Yay! Okay. This item is a Nike pullover. It sold for $22. Why am I sharing this with you? Because this thing was cursed. Okay, so I sold it to somebody this actually just sold this week, but it sold a couple of months ago and I couldn't find it. Oh, I hate when that happens. So I canceled and I messaged and said, I can't find this. If I find it, I'll let you know. Well, within a few days, I opened a box. It's sitting right at the top of a box. Now, I have a 2-part system for tracking where my inventory is. In my Poshmark listing specifically, I do cross list, but I always, in Poshmark under the SKU, I list where it is. And then I also have a spreadsheet and I list where it is. So it shouldn't happen that I can't find anything, and it doesn't happen often, and I'm getting better, but it happened. So anyway, I messaged him, said I found it. If you want to buy it, I've relisted it. Didn't hear from him. That's not surprising. Then the other day, I get an offer for it. I counter, he counters. I decide, I'm going to take it. I want to get rid of this. I had it listed at 30. Couldn't find it again. Seriously. So I was going to message this person and say, I want to take your offer, but give me a little time because I have to do some searching. And I go into the bundle section to do this, and it's the same guy. I'm like, I can't tell him I can't find it again. I'm going to look like the biggest flake or idiot or both. Excuse me. So I thought, well, let me look. If I can't find it, I'm just going to delete the item and I'm not going to say anything because I'm just mortified. I did find it and it's shipped out of my life. Now, the thing with Nike, I know you can make money on Nike. I think you need to know what to pick up on Nike. And I guess I really don't know what to pick up. So I thought this was really cool and I picked it up. I don't pick up all Nike. I don't pick up much Nike. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is a Leo compression garment. I picked this up at the bins and it sold for $40. The thing with things like this is they're not exciting, they're not fashionable, but you don't really need a new handbag or, generally speaking. But when you need a compression garment, you need a compression garment. So there's not going to be a lot of buyers for it, but the people that are looking for it, they need it. I believe this is the type of thing that you probably use like post-surgery, if you've had back surgery or, if you have issues like that. So these are not like frivolous things. And I believe they're expensive too. I actually like I had sold some military women's pumps and I didn't make a lot on them, but I got them at the bins and I thought, I'm not even going to try to list it high. I feel like I'm almost doing a service, I'm finding these things that they need in good condition and then they can get it without spending, I'm sure retail a lot more. So sometimes I just buy things for that reason. I want to provide this for someone. Okay, this is a pair of JNCO pants, Jinko pants. Now I have heard of that and I know that they're a bolo in the vintage retro jeans, but I wasn't sure. And these were, by the way, dead stock, new, old stock, whichever is the right way to say it these days. It had the tag. I paid up a little bit for them. And like I said, I'm familiar with the jeans, but I didn't know if the pants would do as well. And the thing is, they had 5 pairs of them, at least 5. I don't even remember exactly. But they were I was there for Dollar Day and they were more than that. I paid more than 5 for these, which is high for me. So I was just like, oh, I have to get at least 1 pair. And I only got 1 pair and they sold for $50, which I think might've been full price. So I still, regret. I have a lot of reseller regrets. Do you have reseller regrets? Yeah, I regret that I didn't buy more of them. I regret that I didn't buy all of them. Lesson learned in case I happen to run into another big batch of dead stock Jinko pants. Okay, I just thought this was a cool dress. It's Zum Zum. I like to sell vintage and I like to sell, retro. And this sold for $45. And I decided to share this with you because one day, do you ever go on Poshmark and just do a search of your name and then you see all the people that are reposhing your items? Well, this was reposhed, so I felt kind of bad about that. It probably just didn't fit her. Okay. I don't know where we are number-wise, but this was a bolo, pair of John Fluvog shoes. I've never seen or sourced John Fluvog before, and I was just wandering around, and there they were sitting there. They were priced up, but not as high as some of the places. These came from Savers, and Savers can really price high on shoes and stuff. So I purchased them. I didn't even realize John Fluvog was Canadian, so that is even better. And these sold for $80. They were a women's size 11. It's a pretty big size, but that's not a bad thing. Okay, I'm sharing this one because it is a Loewe, Loewe, which I believe is pronounced a Loewe, leather jacket. So retail, this jacket is probably hovers around $3,000, definitely over $2,000. Super expensive. Picked it up in an estate sale. It was a mess. This woman, like, apparently just liked to, like, do things with pens because there were ink marks all over it. Like little ink marks. I think there were some stains. I actually tried to get one of the stains out, and instead I made it worse. But I listed it, and I was very upfront about it. Like, if it was my size, I would wear it like that because, well, first of all, it's cream color, so you're getting in trouble buying something that color. But, like, nobody's really going to notice unless they are, like, looking really close. Those kind of things. And it was just buttery soft. It was beautiful. It wasn't my size. So I listed it. I did not list it high for Loewe, but I listed it high for something with that much ink and crap all over it. I got $50 for it. I got it in a estate sale on half price day. I think I probably paid $5 for it. This is a camera bag. Actually, it's not a camera bag. It's a think tank lens bag, specifically for camera lenses, which seems sort of niche, but I really liked the bag, and I thought, you know, I could even use it just as a regular bag. I like that type of thing. I used to love cameras. I've had Nikons. I've had a big DSLR. I love photography, but I just had to accept that I do not have an eye for it. But I like things like that. So I did pick it up, and it sold for $50. Somebody was getting a new camera, and she was super excited about it, gave me great feedback. So I was very happy with that. Think Tank was the brand. And I do believe, I don't know if I checked the comps or the name when I was there, wherever I bought it. I don't remember where I bought this. I have, like, these are my notes. It's like basically the name of the item and the price. I probably bought it just because I thought it was cool. And then I looked and saw that Think Tank was a pretty good brand. This next item is a sweater that was sold in Anthropologie. The brand is Field Flower. I picked this because this was picked up at the bins by my friend, and this just to share how it's really great to have a bins buddy, especially somebody who doesn't necessarily lean in the same direction as you in terms of what she picks up. So, like, I know what she likes. She knows what I like. Sometimes there's some crossover. That's okay. There's plenty for everybody. I mean, you know, but it's helpful because she'll see something and say, oh, you want this? I'm like, yeah, this was one of them. It was a little pilly, and I don't think she doesn't really like to deal with that stuff. And it had horses on it, and I like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll take that. And it sold for $55. Another thing I would have kept if I had to. This is a Resistol hat, and I got this. I wanted to share this because I got this at the Goodwill auction online. I went through a period where I was shopping on those a lot. I've kind of stopped. When I was going to the bins during the week, I would look through the Nevada ones because you can pick up during the week there. I'm no longer going to be able to do that because my work schedule changed. And now if I go to the bins, it has to be on the weekend, and you can't pick up then. So anyway, a lot of this stuff, you end up paying a lot more. And I haven't really been burned by anything, but I just need to stay away. That doesn't say I won't peek once in a while, but for the most part. But this was a really nice Resistol hat. I liked it even better in person. It's not leather. It's some sort of fabric, but really stiff. And it sold pretty quickly for $60. So that was definitely worth my while. Okay. I wanted to show some other things that that weren't necessarily fashion. I dabble in hard goods, but very slightly because I don't know much about them. They're just not my area. A lot of times they're harder to ship. They're harder to store because they don't just pile it in a bin. But I had bought, this was from an auction, a local auction I bought online. And I had won, this was a deal. I had won 6 train cases for $5. $5 total. If you're new here, hi. I am a train case addict. I can't resist a train case, but now I pretty much set the bar at $5 or below. And those are all for me. And even though I'm trying not to have stuff, I figure someday I'll move and just everything I have will be packed into tiny little suitcases that are train cases. I'll put up a picture of a train case if you don't know what a train case is. Anyway, since I had already won that, I decided to bid on this, and they were these Libby glasses, and they were vintage, and they sold for $40, and I like really dragged my feet listing them because the thought of packing up 6 glasses was not pleasant. So it worked out, but I probably wouldn't buy them again. This dress is vintage. It's Versace for B. Altman. B. Altman was a department store in days of yore. If you watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, is it Marvelous? Yeah. Anyway, when she first, at the early beginning, that's where she worked, at B. Altman. This I found at a local thrift store, and I didn't even know what it was, but I knew it was silk. It said Versace. It was cheap. I'm like, let me pick it up. So I thought it was a skirt. I think it was a skirt. Yeah. But I did a haul video and my friend saw it and she called me and said, no, that's a dress. That's a dress. Like, okay. So it was strapless and had elastic here. And then it had like a piece of fabric that draped over, like that ended like right about there. Anyway, the elastic was gone. And I'm handy. I can't make clothes, but I can fix things. I'm a little bit handy. So I wanted to open it up and add elastic, but the channel didn't go all the way through. I mean, it took some figuring out, but if you know me, you know, I figure these things out. It got done and it wasn't perfect. And it sold for $100 because it was Versace, vintage Versace. So that was great. I think that was full priced. I can't imagine that I would have priced it at higher than $100. This is a sugar skull dress. It only sold for $14. I'm just showing it because I wanted to show that the kind of thing I enjoy. I enjoy sourcing. I'm trying to be more mindful of sourcing things that will get me more money, like not something that will sell for $14. But there are certain things that I'm drawn to, and I pick them up anyway, and that's okay. And this, I like things with skulls. I like goth things. Not for me personally, but for some reason I'm drawn to them and want to purchase them and sell them. And generally speaking, they sell pretty quickly, even if they don't sell for a ton. So I don't mind having a few things like that, but I am trying harder not to buy those kind of things. Like I really don't buy t-shirts because unless it's some, sought after t-shirt or, vintage single stitch or whatever, and I don't know them well enough. So if you buy a t-shirt because it's like, you love the graphic, which I have done in the past, I'm trying not to do that anymore because it's just not going to be worth my time. Right now I'm only listing 3 new items a day because of my work schedule. So I want to make them worth my while. I'm doing a lot of relisting though. That's making a big difference. So, this hat sold for $25. The reason why I'm sharing it, it is a Polo Ralph Lauren hat. I may have underpriced it. I would say that within minutes, I had a lot of activity on it, likes, and I can't remember if I had offers, but within 7 minutes, it sold full price. I don't know why. I don't think just any old Ralph Lauren polo hat's going to do that. I'm guessing this is vintage. I don't know. Do you know? I'll pick it up again, that's for sure. I like to pick up hats, but again, that's something I'm trying to resist because not only do hats not really fly off the shelf for me, but they generally don't sell for a lot. But I like them, so once in a while I'll pick them up. They're super easy to list, easy to ship. So, and then in the line of goth, and that thing, I picked up these Killstar jeans, and I wanted to include something from my LA trip. I went to LA the last weekend in July, ostensibly to spend time with family, but I was like, out the door before anyone was up that Saturday morning, and I went shopping until I had to come back for the event that I was there for. So these are Killstar jeans, and oops, I didn't write down what any of this stuff sold for. Huh. Oh. Star item I've sold. The other one was like a chiffon blouse. And I just thought, interesting piece. Killstar sounds like a gothy type brand. Let me give it a shot. And the Killstar blouse sold only for $25, but it sold very quickly as well. Oh, and these were a size 3X, so that was kind of good. This is a faux fur coat. I'm sharing this. If you saw my last Bolo video, you'll probably have seen a couple of these things because I did pretty well with faux fur this winter. And so I wanted to show it. This brand is Olympia, but just know that in something like faux fur, I don't think the brand matters. I never heard of Olympia, but it was just a very nice piece. It had cool coloring. And I think this one sold for $50. As I said, I didn't write this down. Ouch. Okay. Next are these Chippewa brown engineer boots. What did I sell those for? I think I sold those for $100. Oh no, $150. I sold these for $150. So I have sold 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I've sold 4 pair of Chippewas so far. One of them was returned because the sole came off. I was actually able to fix that. I just haven't relisted it yet. Felt bad about that because they're like in like new condition. But somebody recommended some stuff on Amazon. I think it's just called boot glue, and it's amazing. You can't tell anything was done. I walked around in them in the house, even though they're big on me, and they're like perfect. So I think that, I don't remember if that's the pair that set, no, this was my second pair of Chippewas that I sold. It was the first pair that sort of set me on the track of looking for Chippewa. I think the best style is the engineer boot, which is similar to a moto boot or a harness boot. Fry makes that style. That's a good style. It's a well-made American brand, so I like Chippewa. This is, and second to last, I think. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully this is 20. This, you will also have seen this in my Bolo list because this brand I never heard of. I picked up at the bins called Flint and Tinder, which turns out to be an expensive brand. I bought it because I liked the style of it and it felt really good. So I picked it out and I had it on. I was like, oh, I like this. Maybe I should keep this. But then I looked at comps. I'm like, no. See, this is the thing. Some people will say, I picked this up the bins. It only cost me a few bucks, so I'm keeping it. It only cost me a few bucks. That's not how I look at it. This sold for $175, so at full price. So after fees, that's $140. So this didn't cost me the few bucks that I paid for it. It would have cost me the $140 that I made on it. That's not worth that. I can't spend on my jacket. So that's how I look at things. I'm a saver. I'm very careful with my money. I'm saving for retirement. So for the most part, I will buy beautiful high-end stuff to sell. And then, I will find the, Target brand, the Target brand for myself because I don't care. Okay. And then the last sale of the year, I'm including this because it's the last sale of the year. It happened yesterday afternoon and it's a Montana West wallet. It sold for $16. Now, normally I would not sell a wallet like this for $16, but I kind of just needed to make my money back and a few extra dollars. I paid up a little bit because I like this type of thing and it sells well. But then I got it home and noticed it was missing a lot of rhinestones on it. It still looks great, but it had issues that I should have noticed. And had I noticed, I would not have picked it up. So I was just like, I don't do this to make my money back. But occasionally when you buy something that turns out to be a mistake, oh, I think I did forget something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is number 19. Oy! Okay, whatever. I'll go back. So anyway, you find something that you made a mistake. At that point, you're happy to make a few bucks and get it out. And not to have to donate it. Not that I would donate this. I would just keep it and maybe use it someday. Okay, so pretend this wasn't the last item. I'm sharing this one. It's just a Mark New York jacket. And the reason why I'm sharing this is I feel like there's a lesson to be learned. I'm just not really sure what the lesson is, so you learn whatever. Okay, so I picked up this jacket and an Andrew Mark, a similar style but vest jacket. And this was early on in my sourcing, so I paid more than I should have because I just thought the styles were nice. And they sat for like 2 years. I relisted and they still sat. So finally, over the summer maybe, I said, you know what, let me just put them in my closet. I'll keep them. Now it's chilly. I wore the vest. I like the vest a lot, so I'm happy to keep that. I tried to wear the jacket. I'm like, ugh, it's a little big on me. It's bright. I really don't love it. Let me try one more time. I listed it and it sold within 2 days for, what was it? I thought I had this written down. Yeah, $22. So I made back the money I spent on that and the vest, and I decided to add them up and put them towards this for my spreadsheet because that's what I spent. And I'm, keeping the vest, but whatever. So I was able to make my money back and yes, make a few dollars. So again, I don't know what the lesson is. Is the lesson that eventually almost everything will sell? Is the lesson just keep relisting and, don't give up? I don't know. Some people don't want to, they say, I'm not in the storage business. I'm in the resale business. True, but I've got stuff all over the house and I don't pay for a storage unit. So if I have to hang on to something for a while, I would rather do that and try to make a few bucks off of it. Once I've got it, and especially once I've spent money on it, I don't want to just get rid of it. I want to make some money. So anyway, that is it. If you are a new subscriber or you are not a subscriber and you would like to subscribe, I would be happy for you to do that and say hi in the comment section, introduce yourself. And I hope that we all have a wonderful year.